Settle in and do not look away. This entire story is a single chilling journey that is best experienced in full. If you appreciate tales of the supernatural, show your support by subscribing. It lets us know you want more. Now, listen closely. Anomaly Archives, case file number 009. Designation: the Gilded Marionette. Location: the Vasko Grand Marionette Theatre, Old Town, Prague, Czech Republic. Date of incident: December 12th, 2028. Status: all 5 members of the restoration assessment team missing. The theatre was subsequently destroyed in a fire of unknown origin. Case permanently sealed. The calm, professional voice of the archivist begins, his tone imbued with a particular gravity. Case file number 9. This file is compiled from the audio logs of a team that should not have existed, investigating a place that should have remained forgotten. It is a cautionary tale about the dangers of disturbing sleeping art. The subject is the disappearance of the 5-person historical assessment team, contracted by the Prague Heritage Foundation to survey the long-sealed Vasko Grand Marionette Theatre. For over a century, the theatre was a dark legend in Prague's Old Town. Built in the 1890s by the enigmatic master puppeteer Silas Vasko, it was celebrated for its impossibly lifelike marionettes and breathtakingly complex shows. Vasko was a genius, an artist who blurred the line between woodcraft and alchemy. His final, rumoured masterpiece was a performance titled The Sovereign's Ascent, featuring a revolutionary puppet known only as the Gilded Marionette. But on the eve of the premiere in 1913, a fire broke out backstage. In the ensuing chaos, Silas Vasko vanished. The theatre was declared structurally unsound and sealed by official decree, its secrets and Vasko's creations entombed within. In 2028, facing pressure to redevelop the valuable property, the city commissioned a final assessment. The team, led by art historian Dr. Alena Volkov, was the first to officially enter the theatre in 115 years. Their mission was to catalogue any artifacts of historical value before the building's demolition. They were equipped with a state-of-the-art audio-visual recording system. Their final, panicked transmission was received 3 days after they entered. A subsequent fire gutted the building before any rescue attempt could be made. No bodies were recovered. All that was found in the ashes was a single, scorched, digital audio recorder. What you are about to hear is a complete reconstruction of its contents. Part 1. The Silent Stage. Audio log Dr. Alena Volkov, December 10th, 2028, 10:14 CET.
Chief Archivist's Log. Entry 1. We're in. The main seal on the Vasko Grand Marionette Theatre has been broken. The air in here, it's ancient. A thick, dry cocktail of dust, decaying velvet, and something else. Linseed oil and old wood. It's like breathing in a memory. The state of preservation is impossible. It's not a ruin, it's a time capsule. The main auditorium is breathtaking. Rows of velvet-dusted seats, all facing the grand stage. The proscenium arch is a masterpiece of gilded plasterwork, depicting scenes from Czech folklore. But it's the main curtain that holds your gaze. It's a deep crimson, and woven into it with gold thread is Vasko's personal crest, a hand with 5 strings descending from its fingertips. Kale, our security lead, is already checking the structural integrity. Jonas is practically salivating over the antique lighting rigs. For an art historian, this is the motherlode. It's a perfect, untouched example of turn-of-the-century theatrical design.
Watch your step, Doctor. Floorboards are soft near the east wall. This place has been breathing in its own decay for a century. The silence is what gets me. It's heavier than dust.
The silence won't last. Wait until I get the backup generators running. I want to see what these old carbon arc lamps can do. Can you imagine the light they threw? The atmosphere?
First, we document. We photograph everything as it is. We are ghosts here, Jonas. We leave no trace until the initial survey is complete. Our base of operations will be the orchestra pit. It's defensible and gives us a clear view of the stage. Let's begin.
The next hour of the recording is filled with the quiet, methodical sounds of work, the click of camera shutters, the soft rustle of notebooks, whispered conversations about architectural details. Then, Kale's voice cuts through.
Dr. Volkov, you're going to want to see this. Backstage.
Footsteps follow Kale behind the main curtain. The acoustics become slightly more muffled.
My God, the rigging! It's a forest of ropes and pulleys. And the sets, they're still here. Intricate, hand-painted backdrops of castles and haunted forests. It's a complete, intact Vasko production. But where are the puppets? The storage trunks are all empty.
Not all of them, Doc. I found a door behind this stack of flats, not on the blueprints. It's reinforced. Took me 10 minutes to jimmy the lock. It leads to a spiral staircase, heading down.
A secret dungeon? Awesome!
A workshop, more likely. Vasko was famously secretive. Let's go. Be careful.
The sound of cautious footsteps on winding stone stairs. The air grows cooler. A final, heavy door groans open.
It is a workshop. And they're all here.
The audio log captures a moment of stunned silence from the entire team.
Whoa! It's an army!
There must be over 100 of them. Hanging from the rafters in neat, orderly rows. Marionettes of every shape and size. Knights, princesses, goblins, dragons. Each one a work of art. The detail, it's extraordinary. The wood is carved with the precision of a master sculptor. The costumes hand-stitched with incredible care.
This is creepy as hell. Their eyes. They look like they're watching us.
They're just glass beads, Kale. But wait. Look. In the centre of the room, on that pedestal, under the velvet cloth.
Alena's footsteps approach the pedestal, the sound of a heavy cloth being pulled away.
Is that gold?
It's gilded. It's him. The sovereign. The Gilded Marionette.
Another moment of hushed awe.
The craftsmanship. It's beyond anything I've ever seen. It's a king, dressed in regal attire, but its face, its hands, they're covered in a fine layer of gold leaf. And the face, the expression is so lifelike, It's one of serene, unending sorrow. Look at the eyes. They're not glass. They're polished obsidian. And the strings, they're not twine. They're fine golden wires, thinner than hair. They disappear up into the darkness of the ceiling. This isn't just a puppet. This is a masterpiece. We have to get this to the lab.
Part 2. The Unseeing Audience. Audio log. Dr. Alena Volkov. December 10th, 2028. 1941 CET. The team is back in the orchestra pit. The low hum of a portable generator is now the dominant background sound, along with the clicking of a laptop keyboard.
Archivist's log, entry 2. We've established our base and completed the preliminary survey of the workshop. The Gilded Marionette is a conundrum. Jonas has been examining the photographs. The jointing is unlike any traditional puppetry. It has a full range of motion, more akin to a human skeleton than a wooden doll. He estimates it has over 200 individual points of articulation. We decided to leave it in the workshop for now. Moving it seems wrong, disrespectful almost. We've set up a motion-sensitive camera focused on it just in case. The other puppets are equally fascinating, if less ornate. We've begun the slow process of cataloguing them. The atmosphere in the theatre has changed since we turned on the lights. The shadows are deeper, and there's a persistent feeling of being watched. Cale dismisses it as nerves, but even he seems on edge. We keep hearing things. The faint creak of a floorboard in the empty balcony. A soft rustle from backstage. Sounds you'd expect in an old building, but they feel intentional, like the theatre itself is stirring from a long slumber.
Alena, come look at this. This is the audio file from the workshop. The one I recorded when we first went in.
What about it?
I've isolated the ambient sound and amplified it. Listen.
It's a low, hissing static, but underneath it, a very faint, rhythmic sound can be heard. It is the sound of slow, quiet, collective breathing, like a sleeping audience.
What is that? Air in the vents?
The ventilation system was sealed 100 years ago. And look at the waveform. It's organic. That's the sound of respiration. A lot of it. Like this room is full of people, all breathing in unison.
Maybe you're picking up our own breathing, kid.
No, I accounted for that. This was recorded before we even spoke. It was there the moment I hit record. It's like the room was holding its breath, waiting for us.
A sudden loud clang echoes from the main stage above them. It is the sound of a heavy sandbag hitting the stage floor.
What was that? Stay here. I'll check it out.
Cale's heavy footsteps run up the stairs to the stage. A few moments of tense silence.
It's one of the rigging sandbags. The rope must have rotted through. It's fine.
Did he sound a little shaky to you?
He sounded terrified.
Part 3. The Puppeteer's Journal. Audio log. Dr. Alena Volkov. December 11th, 2028. 14:05 CET. Alena is speaking softly, as if reading to herself. The sound of turning brittle old pages accompanies her words.
Archivist log, entry 4. We found a hidden compartment in Vasko's workshop desk. Inside, a leather-bound journal. The pages are filled with his cramped, obsessive script. It's not just a record of his craft, it's a grimoire. He wasn't just a puppeteer, he was an alchemist, a student of the esoteric arts. He believed wood from ancient trees, particularly those struck by lightning or grown over graves, retained an animus, an echo of life. He writes about his process. It's horrifying. He didn't just carve the wood, he would treat it with infusions of mercury, lead, and other less savoury organic materials. He believed this process made the wood porous to spiritual effluvia. He writes about his puppets as if they were his children. He describes binding echoes to them. Not whole souls, he was very specific about that. He saw that as crude. He wanted fragments, an echo of a soldier's valour for his knight puppet, an echo of a courtesan's grace for his queen, a fragment of a dying child's sorrow for his tragic Piero. He would seek out people at the height of a specific emotion and perform a ritual, capturing that resonance and binding it to the wood. This theatre wasn't just a stage, it was a vessel, a grand reliquary designed to house and amplify the energy of these echoes. And the Gilded Marionette, it was to be his magnum opus. He describes its creation in feverish detail. The wood was from a gallows tree. The golden wires were spun with his own hair. And the echo he sought to bind to it was his own. Not his whole soul, but his will, his artistry, his ambition. He created the Gilded Marionette to be the maestro, a conductor to orchestrate the other puppets, a vessel for his own genius that would live forever and conduct the perfect, eternal performance. The premiere of the Sovereign's Ascent was meant to be the final ritual, the moment he transferred his will into the puppet. The fire, it wasn't an accident. He writes that he was betrayed. Someone in his inner circle grew afraid of his power and tried to destroy his work. The final entry is chilling. They think they have stopped me. They have only delayed the performance. The audience is patient. The maestro sleeps, but he does not dream. When the doors open again, the curtain will finally rise, and the performance will be eternal.
Alena, Kale, get up to the workshop, now!
Jonas, what's wrong?
It's the motion sensor camera, the one we aimed at the Gilded Marionette. The feed just came back online. The puppet. Alena, the velvet cloth is back on the pedestal.
What? That who?
That's not the problem. The problem is that I'm looking at the time-stamped footage from 5 minutes ago. Alena, nobody put it back. The cloth, it put itself back. It floated up from the floor and draped itself over the marionette.
The sound of Alena and Jonas scrambling up the stairs. Part 4. An audience of wood and string. Audiolog Security Chief Kale, December 11th, 2028, 21:13 CET. This log is from Kale's personal comms unit. His voice is low, tense, and professional.
Security log. I've advised Dr. Volkov that we abort this assessment and evacuate. She refuses. She insists on documenting the phenomena. The phenomena, for the record, are as follows. Multiple objects have moved without cause. The puppets in the workshop have rearranged themselves into what looks like an audience. They are no longer hanging from the rafters. They are sitting on the floor, all facing the Gilded Marionette's pedestal. 2 of my junior restoration workers, Jan and Petter, are unaccounted for. They were tasked with inventorying the props backstage 2 hours ago. They are not responding to comms. I am about to conduct a search. The main exit and all emergency exits are sealed. Not locked, sealed. The doors have vanished. Behind them are solid brick walls that were not there this morning. We are trapped. Volkov believes the theater is being controlled by the Gilded Marionette, which she calls the maestro. She thinks it is the vessel for the original puppeteer's consciousness. I think we are in a tomb with 100 creepy dolls, and I am running out of rational explanations. I am proceeding backstage. Jonas is with me. Dr. Volkov is monitoring from the orchestra pit.
Kale and Jonas's footsteps echo in the backstage area. They are tense, quiet.
Jan? Petter? You guys back here?
Fan out. Check the dressing rooms.
A few seconds of silence.
Kale, get in here.
Kale's footsteps quicken.
What is it? Oh, Christ.
Are they alive?
No, they're not.
The soft, continuous and rhythmic clack, clack, clack of wood striking wood.
Kale, what is it? What did you find?
It's Jan and Petter. They're on the stage, the main stage. They've been hoisted up into the rigging. And the puppets, dozens of them, they're on stage too. They're dancing around the bodies. A formal, elaborate dance. And the strings, the puppet strings, are attached to Jan and Petter's limbs. They're making them dance too.
It's the performance. It started.
Jonas, get back!
The clacking of wood intensifies. A new sound joins it. The zinging of countless taut wires moving through the air. The sound of a struggle.
They're everywhere. They're coming out of the wings. Kale, they're trying to get the strings on me.
Get down!
A loud crash. The sound of wood splintering. Kale grunts in pain.
Kale, Jonas, respond.
We're pinned down, behind a prop wall. There are 50 of them, maybe more. They're not just puppets, they're soldiers. They move like a trained unit. They're using the stage against us. Trapdoors, falling scenery. It's a goddamn kill box. And the maestro, it's conducting them. I can hear it. A faint golden hum from the workshop below. It's directing them. We are not getting out of here.
Part 5. The Maestro's Debut. Audio log. Dr. Alena Volkov, December 12th, 2028, 1:52 CET. Alena is alone in the orchestra pit. Her voice is a desperate, scholarly whisper, a strange mix of terror and academic fascination. The sounds of the puppet assault can be heard faintly from the stage above. Crashes, the clatter of wood, Kale's occasional shouts.
Archivist log. The final entry. Kale and Jonas are trapped on the stage. They've been fighting for hours. The puppets are relentless, their tactics unnervingly intelligent. I have been studying Vasko's journal, searching for a weakness. I think I have found one. He writes of a discordant note, a failsafe. He was paranoid, terrified that his echoes might grow too powerful, that his creations might rebel against their maestro. He built a single, unique marionette, a jester, whose purpose was to introduce chaos into the harmony. Its strings were not connected to the maestro's will. It was designed to be independent, a single note of free will in a symphony of control. If the jester could be activated, its performance could disrupt the maestro's influence, creating a window of opportunity. Vasko writes that he locked it away, fearing its chaotic nature, in a hidden compartment, behind the furnace, in the workshop. I have to go down there. I have to find the jester. It's our only chance.
Alena leaving the orchestra pit, her footsteps quiet but determined. She descends the spiral staircase again. The hum of the maestro is much stronger here, a palpable, golden energy that fills the air. The audience of puppets in the workshop are now all standing, their glass bead eyes all turned towards the stairs, tracking her.
Don't look at them. Don't look at them. Just the furnace.
The sound of her searching, moving things around. The puppets in the room begin to tap their wooden feet on the stone floor. A slow, rhythmic, menacing beat.
There. A loose stone. Come on.
A heavy stone scrapes against the floor. A dark, small compartment is revealed.
It's here. The jester. It's beautiful. Painted in motley, with a cap and bells. And its face. It's carved into a mocking, knowing grin. Now, how to activate it?
Suddenly, the tapping of the puppets stops. A profound silence descends on the workshop, broken only by a single, new sound. The slow, deliberate creak of wood and the faint tinkle of tiny bells. Alena.
No, you were supposed to be sleeping.
The sound of movement from the main pedestal. The gilded marionette, the maestro, is standing. Its obsidian eyes seem to suck the very light from the room. Its golden wires are taut, vibrating with power. Maestro's voice. The voice is not human. It is a chorus of 100 creaking joints, 1,000 rustling silks, the resonant hum of ancient wood, all coalescing into a single, articulate, and terrifyingly calm intelligence. The performance requires a leading lady. The jester is not in the script.
Vasko?
I am the art. The artist is merely the first echo. You have been a most attentive audience, but the final act requires participation. The gilded marionette takes a step off its pedestal. Its movement is impossibly fluid, more graceful than any human. It raises a gilded hand, and golden wires, thin as spider silk, descend from the ceiling, reaching for Alena.
No!
She scrambles back, grabbing the jester puppet. She runs for the stairs, the sound of the maestro's elegant, unhurried footsteps behind her. The army of puppets on the floor turns in unison, following her with their dead glass eyes.
Shouting into her comms. Kale! Jonas! I have it! I have the jester! The weakness is in the music. Create a dissonance, a sound it can't control.
Over comms, strained.
We're a little busy right now, Doc.
Alena reaches the stage. The scene is one of chaos. Kale and Jonas are backed into a corner, using a heavy prop thrown as a barricade against a tide of clattering, dancing puppets.
The feedback loop. Jonas, your audio equipment. Can you create a high-frequency feedback loop?
I can try.
The maestro appears at the edge of the stage. It raises its hands, and the puppets attacking Kale and Jonas freeze mid-motion. It turns its obsidian eyes towards Alena. A single golden wire snakes through the air and gently plucks a string on the jester puppet in her hands. A single, clear, beautiful note from a music box rings out through the theatre. It is a note of pure chaos, of joyful madness. The jester's note. The effect is instantaneous. The humming of the maestro falters. The puppets on stage twitch, their movements becoming jerky and uncoordinated. Some even turn on each other. Maestro's voice. The voice is distorted now, filled with static and rage. Discord, blasphemy. The performance will not be silenced. The maestro lunges, not at Alena, but at Jonas, who is frantically trying to set up the feedback loop. But Kale is there. He intercepts the puppet, tackling the gilded figure, a human soldier against a masterwork of enchanted wood.
Go, now!
Jonas slams a button. A piercing, high-frequency squeal erupts from the speakers they had set up, a sound of pure electronic chaos. The puppets on stage fall to the floor, twitching. The gilded marionette convulses, its golden wires snapping one by one, but the feedback is overloading the ancient generator.
The generator! It's going to blow! We have to get out!
The last sounds on the recording are the piercing squeal of feedback, the agonized, inhuman shriek of the maestro as it is consumed by flames from the exploding generator, and the final, desperate shouts of the team as the fire engulfs the stage. The audio file peaks, clips, and cuts to absolute, permanent silence. The tape machine whirs to a stop. The archivist's voice is the only sound that remains. Archivist. That was the final coherent segment from Dr. Volkov's recorder. The ensuing fire was so intense that by the time emergency services arrived, the Vasko Grand Marionette Theatre was little more than a burned-out shell. No bodies were ever found. The official cause of the fire was listed as an electrical fault from the team's own generator. The case was closed. But the legend of Silas Vasko has a new, final chapter. The area is now a memorial park, but locals say that on the coldest, quietest winter nights, if you stand near the spot where the old stage once stood, you can still hear it, the faintest, most ghostly sound, not of whispers or of music, but of a small, appreciative audience, politely applauding in the dark. End of case file number 009. Thank you for staying until the very end of this story. The darkness still hides many secrets, and more mysterious tales are yet to come. Subscribe and turn on the bell so you won't get lost in the shadows and will be the first to hear them.